When you witness yourself day after day doing the work, being deliberate with your practice, it does turn up the volume on your self-confidence. It does make you feel more capable. It certainly is going to make you feel more competent, which is going to help everything that you are going for, everything that you're doing. Another way to frame it, that I say often is no matter how many punches you got to take by life, it doesn't matter. The point is that you can do it. And if you know that you can do hard things, that script, I could do hard things, it becomes a part of your identity. That's really the goal. This is The Roxanne Show. Get ready. It's time to rise. Hey, welcome back to another episode of The Roxanne Show. In today's episode, I am going to share with you 3 of my most powerful and effective ways to kick self-doubt in the ass when self-doubt shows up. And let's be real, always on my channel, self-doubt is going to show up at several moments in your life. Probably even more with my audience, my community, because a lot of times self-doubt comes in when we have to do something really hard and maybe we've never done it before. It's going to produce questions. Am I capable? Am I good enough? A lot of that can come in. And it's not the only time, but it certainly does happen a lot of the times when you're going for it in your life and you have to test yourself in new scenarios, new experiences. So I know that these 3 ways that I'm going to share with you to beat self-doubt will be very effective. And I got a little bonus I'll throw in at the end. So stick around to the end of this episode. Number one. Now, this is a through line. You've heard it several times in many different episodes because it's so effective for so many reasons in so many ways. And it's ultimately just a through line in my life. Number 1, do something hard. Do something that you have done before so that there is some level of confidence that you know you can do it. However, it's still going to test the fuck out of you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to test your mental capacity to get through the thing. So training is one great way to do this. Training, so it could be anything. It could be lifting weights. It depends on what you're into. It could be sprint work. It could be hill sprints. It could be a cold plunge situation. All of those examples are going to not only test you mentally, but certainly going to test you physically. But it's the overcoming of those hard experiences that you're giving yourself that help to kick self-doubt in the ass and help to boost your confidence. So even though it's not directly aimed at the thing that you're feeling some lack of self-confidence and more self-doubt in, there's still a carryover, right? There's still a reminder to your conscious mind and your subconscious mind that you can do hard things. And that is what you want to have on repeat in your mind. I can do hard things. And in order for that to be on repeat in your mind, you actually have to do hard things. So that's my first go-to when I feel any kind of self-doubt coming at me from whatever reason. There's a lot of reasons why self-doubt can creep in, and it's so sneaky how it does it. But you feel it. Right? And that's usually the cue, because sometimes you can't hear it, but you will certainly feel the aftermath of what those thoughts are producing, right? It's giving you now an emotion. So to kick that emotion in the ass, go kick your ass in something that you know you can do, but again, it's going to give you a hard time as you're doing it. And then when you get done, you're going to get a surge of dopamine, a healthy dopamine surge. You're going to, again, reinvigorate your self-confidence and, to increase the volume on that script that I want running in your mind full time, that I can do hard things. You can do hard things. Cool? Number 2, journal. But I'm giving you a very specific journal exercise. I want you to write out 10 challenging times in your life that you have overcome. Whatever those circumstances were, write them out. Small challenge, big challenge, write those experiences out. And bonus points if you write how you felt after you got through the challenge. You accomplished the thing, you grew from it, you conquered it, all of that. Write down, did you feel proud? Did you feel satisfied? Did you feel relief? Did you feel more confident? All the above. When you actually take time to replay each of these experiences and also how you felt after you conquered, you got through it, you're literally bringing your body, your mind, every part of your being back into that experience and reinvigorating your self-confidence. Again, it's turning on that script of, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. You're reminding yourself that you can overcome challenges, that you have been here before. So even if something that you're facing right now isn't producing or is producing, feelings and thoughts of self-doubt, you have record that you've been here before and you got through those moments, and maybe even got through some of those moments on such a very high level, like you had a big win. These are really powerful experiences to not just keep in your mind, but to actually get out and put on paper, because the time that it takes to leave your conscious mind and go onto the paper, that process right there, it's literally having you relive it, because you can, it takes time to actually write out your whatever it is that you're thinking, the experience that you're replaying, that you're, putting out on paper. So that process is helping you to relive it, refeel it, and that's going to reboot your self-confidence, and that's certainly going to help you kick feelings and thoughts of self-doubt that you're having in the ass in that moment. Sometimes all you need is temporary relief, because sometimes feelings of self-doubt, thoughts that are coming in, these scripts that are, bullying you essentially and making you feel insecure. You're not good enough. You're just not enough. You don't know if you can. The what ifs, the scary what ifs, not the exciting what ifs. All of that is looming in your mind. It's just replaying, and it becomes really overwhelming. And the danger of that is that it can override your confidence. It can almost like turn the volume down on your confidence, such that your confidence becomes muted now. And what's on loudspeaker is the self-doubt. And we don't want that. So these exercises that I'm sharing with you help to keep your self-confidence turned all the way the fuck up and mute the self-doubt, right? So 10 experiences that you've already been through, and I know that you have 10. So when you think that, let's just say you got to 6 and you're like, I can't think of more, I'm going to invite you to sit with that a little longer in that question. And I guarantee that you'll be able to find at least 1 or 2, probably even more though. A lot of times people stop short just in thinking. So you have to have the discipline to say, no, I really want to get to 10. I know that I've certainly conquered 10 hard moments. And, that's time that you're also going to forge a stronger connection with yourself, because you're actually sitting with yourself in conversation with yourself. And so there's a lot of reasons why this is very beneficial outside of even just a self-doubt factor, but it absolutely will help you to give you more confidence in that moment, even if it's a temporary moment, but you keep doing exercises like this and it builds your self-confidence. What's cool too about the journaling exercise is that you can go back and you can read this. So if the next day self-doubt is coming in, go back and read what you wrote out and read it out loud. Read it out loud. Hearing your own voice, especially relating to something directly with you, is very, very powerful. It's you talking to you, and on a very empowered level, you're going to feel that. It's almost like, imagine somebody that you love, that you care for, you respect, telling you kick ass, great job, anything that's positive, that's encouraging, that's motivating, that's empowering, it makes you feel really good. when you hear yourself talking to yourself like that, reliving experiences, like I felt so good when I, didn't think I was going to be able to get through that experience. And I just kept pushing forward. And, I reminded myself as I moved forward through it that I was worthy of the challenge, that I was capable of moving through it. And even though it was really hard, I never stopped, and you hear yourself saying this stuff out loud. I just painted a picture, like it's whatever circumstance, you're going to be replaying your mind. But when you hear yourself saying this out loud, it absolutely fucking affects how you feel about you. It absolutely does. And I don't think that enough people do this with themselves. We haven't been groomed to do this, right? If anything, like talking to yourself, if anything, that can be kind of weird, but it's not. I always say, like, there's no I in here. There's a we. There's a you in you. And the goal is, can you get into a real, loving, trusted, respected relationship with this you in you? Okay, this is your authentic self. This is your higher self. Like, you want to connect with this expression of you, this essence of you that's in you. And this becomes your wing woman or your wingman, your partner in life, but you have to build that relationship. And sometimes talking out loud and hearing yourself directing this kind of empowered self-talk, loving self-talk, sometimes compassionate self-talk, to yourself is going to help you to access that connection and to strengthen it, right? So number three is practice, deliberate practice. Competence builds confidence. Competence builds confidence. It's one factor that builds confidence, self-confidence, right? Whatever the thing is that you're feeling insecure about, if it applies to, because you could be feeling self-doubt related to a relationship. So this is going to be a little bit difficult. But if it's not a relationship, right, and it's something that's more skill-based, maybe you have to go do public speaking. I mean, get up and practice. Do your IG lives. Like, speak to a group of your friends. Like, whatever it is, make the reps happen, because this truly builds your confidence and it kicks that self-doubt in the ass. It doesn't give room for self-doubt to come in and make itself at home. I'll share with you a quick story. When I started the podcast, I certainly felt, I felt nervous. I all of a sudden had a microphone up to my voice, and that wasn't my comfort zone. I'm not extroverted. I'm not this individual who's very driven to be seen. That doesn't, some people really want to be seen and they want the microphone and they want to be on that stage. And, and for me, it's not a want. It's just, it comes with the process. It comes with the package. I do want to support you to live a life of mastery, to become a self-actualized individual, to kick fucking ass in your life. And I have tactics and wisdoms and, all the things built into me, perspectives that help you to do that. In order for me to get this stuff out, I got to put a microphone to my mouth. I have to get on the stage and do the speaking, And so I had to get past that discomfort to take this podcast, to get it off the ground. And that wasn't easy, especially in the beginning. However, I didn't allow the self-doubt to make itself at home. My why was too strong. And that's a good insert here. Check in with your why. Why the thing that you are doing or that you are potentially going to do, the thing that you need to do, any and all of that, that's making you, some of these thoughts and feelings of self-doubt are coming in. Check in with your why, because the why is really a great place to reinforce more confidence. If anything, it's actually more self-esteem than even confidence, because you tap into this feeling of worthiness. Like, you are worthy of, I know that I'm worthy to be in this position, to have the microphone up to my voice, to support you with my whole heart. I am absolutely worthy of that, right? The why behind my mission helps to reinforce that worthiness. So the why behind my mission helps me to, 1 to 10 episodes, 20 episodes. I mean, we're almost at 300 now. But, when the episodes started to climb, I certainly got a lot more confident in my ability to just have a microphone to my voice. And if anything, like it's just normal now for me. I'm very much at home, but it wasn't always the case. And that's my point. So you definitely want to put the reps in. You want to create that deliberate practice. You want to get really good. You want to feel like you're really good. And that could be very hard, right? Because like it's subjective and, it's a form of judgment. Like we're grading ourselves like what is good, right? And are you ever good enough? That's like its own podcast, right? But when you put reps in, when you witness yourself day after day, doing the work, being deliberate with your practice, it does turn up the volume on your self-confidence. It does make you feel more capable. It certainly is going to make you feel more competent, which is going to help everything that you are going for, everything that you're doing. So, and if anything, it's like redirecting that energy of self-doubt and using that to fuel your repetitions, your practice, right? You feel self-doubt? Go hit the gym. I mean, the gym, the reps of whatever it is that you need to do that you feel insecure about. And again, like I said, that, self-doubt could be coming because of a relationship situation. And if that is the case, then I would say do the hard thing, get through hard time, the journaling exercise. Those will certainly help you to remind you of just how strong you are, how capable you are, how you are able to face challenges and move through them, regardless of how long it takes, how many twists and turns you have to dance with along the way. Another way to frame it, that I say often is no matter how many punches you got to take by life, like it doesn't matter. The point is that you can do it. And if you know that you can do hard things, that script, I could do hard things, it becomes a part of your identity. That's really the goal. You want this script of I can do hard things to be embedded into your self-identity, because you're never going to not need that script. You're never going to not need the energy, the frequency that moves through your body from that script, because life is hard. And if you're going for it in life, if you're living authentically, so you're creating your own path, that's a whole nother podcast episode. But if you are living authentically, you are certainly going to be faced with so many radical challenges. And that script, if I can do hard things, is going to be your greatest ally, or one of the greatest allies to help you move through your life process powerfully and with mastery. So that's the goal. Get that script embedded into your self-identity. Practice, deliberate practice, repetition, if you can apply it, is going to help kick self-doubt in the ass when self-doubt creeps in and reboot your self-confidence. Number 4, this is the bonus. This is such a big one. It's so important for so many reasons. Mind your self-talk. Mind your self-talk. So self-talk is really not just an audible scenario, but it's the inaudible. It's what's just moving through your mind, scripts that you can't hear, that nobody can hear. Sometimes you can hear the inaudible, but the sneaky inaudible is what I'm actually really talking about. The sneaky inaudible, because we're always thinking, right? There's always chatter happening in our minds, right? And a lot of times, if you have lower levels of self-awareness, you really aren't going to hear what's happening in the mind, but you're going to feel it, right? We feel our thoughts. Thoughts produce feelings. the more self-aware you become, the more that you're able to capture those thoughts that come in that produce feelings that don't feel good. So when you're able to capture them, now you can do something about it. But there are people that walk around and just don't feel good because they have this narrative, these scripts running, and they're not even aware of them. They might have some awareness, but I'm saying it's so sneaky. It becomes like wallpaper. It's just part of your surrounding that you don't even realize. It's so normal. It's so habit for you that you don't realize what's actually happening, and you need to realize it. So self-talk, here's one of the greatest ways to actually increase your self-awareness outside of journaling and meditation, two of my most go-to, strongest effective tools for all things just helping you be an incredible fucking human, but especially help increase your self-awareness. Become a strong listener. Learn how to listen to others. When you can learn how to truly become a great listener with others, it actually helps you become a great listener to yourself, because listening in of itself is its own skill. So whether it's listening to another person or listening to yourself, it's going to go both ways. It's easier to increase the skill, your level of listening skills, by listening to others, right? When you're listening to others, don't just listen so that you can, you're waiting for some opportunity for you to speak. Shut down your desire to jump in. Turn on your presence and feel, listen, be with the person. Podcasting has taken my listening skills to a whole nother level, and I'm so grateful for it. And I feel like there's so much more to go. I just want to keep investing into my listening skills, because I know how powerful it is. First of all, also just social intelligence, communicating with others, but it helps my own self-awareness. And, if there's feelings, and there are, times where a thought can trickle in that doesn't feel good, before the thoughts even finish, I have now become so aware that I can capture it, because I feel the thought coming on. That's really important what I'm saying. I feel the thought. And I'll say to myself out loud, stop. And I'll usually follow up with something like, I understand why you feel that way. Because usually it's a situation like that. I understand why this thought is coming in, but it's not a truth, so we're not going to accept it. And it's really powerful. Again, I can hear myself speaking out loud to myself, which is so powerful. But also, it's not pushing away, even though I'm stop, but it's not allowing this very sneaky, low frequency, disempowered thought narrative to come in and make itself at home. We don't want that, because then it becomes a belief. Then it becomes part of you and your self-identity. And now you're just walking around as this person who believes these things about you. You're not good enough. You're not capable. You can't. It's not possible for you. You have to capture this shit before it starts to make itself at home. And it's really sneaky. It can and it will. So your self-talk is so important. Journaling, again, I have to pull on the thread of journaling, because, the more that you journal with yourself, the more that you actually are aware of the thoughts that are moving through your mind, which actually affect your self-talk. When you write to yourself in a way where, let's just say, I'm going to give you another journaling exercise here, because how could I not? I'm a fucking diarist, and journaling is it's the almighty tool, truly, for all things self-mastery and self-actualization. But a really cool exercise you can do in your journal is to write out whatever you're feeling that's giving you insecure feelings, whatever the circumstance is, And I want you to, after you spell out like what it is and why it's making you feel this way, so you're kind of calling it out, which is also really powerful. I want you to get into your most creative self and start to story tell your way out of it in a very positive and empowered way. I'll give you an example. We'll use the podcast. So let's just say I'm starting the podcast and I'm feeling some self-doubt. So I'm getting ready. I'm starting the podcast. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't normally have, a microphone up to my voice. I don't even know how people are going to respond. I'm just going to share from my heart. It's the only way I know how to speak. And, it makes me uncomfortable to think about this. I'm not really a fan of a bunch of people just kind of looking at me or feeling or hearing what I have to say. This is, something I've never done before. Stop there, right? So get it all out, whatever that is for you. Now we're going to go up. We're going to end on the positive. But I know that these feelings are normal because I haven't done this before. I know that I'm capable of moving past this discomfort the more that I put the reps in. I know that I'm worthy of moving through this challenge. My mission is so clear to me. Again, this is just my circumstance, right? I'm just painting a picture. This podcast that, I really believe is part of my purpose. I know that once I just get past a couple of episodes, I will feel better. I will feel stronger. And I know that, I'm good enough. I know that even if I don't feel good enough right now, I know that I will increase my confidence the more that I continue to do this. So I just have to love myself enough to move past this hard moment. I just need to get myself through one episode at a time. And every time I get through the next episode and the next episode, I'm going to feel better about myself. And even when self-doubt comes in, because maybe I'm going to judge myself, because we all do that and that's human, that's normal. I'm also going to remind myself that that's normal and that's human. And I'm not going to allow that to stop me from moving forward and creating the next episode. Because again, my purpose is so strong, it's so clear, and I know that I'm worthy of seeing this mission through, and I'm going to do it with my whole heart. That's how you do it. Now, you insert whatever the thing is that's making you feel uncomfortable. You call it out. You can even name it. That's actually proven in science that it's very effective to help you move past self-doubt. Call it out. End that story creatively with self-love coaching, with you encouraging yourself. Give yourself some ideal positive outcomes in that script, in that finishing of the story, and write that out. And you will literally raise your vibration. You will literally raise your frequency, like what you're feeling. You will go from feeling doubt to more confident. And I swear this is even more powerful when it's you doing this with you literally guiding yourself. Bonus point is you learn how to self-soothe. This is fucking powerful. You want to know how to help yourself out like this in life. It's great to have, it's very important to have people in your corner supporting you. I certainly do. I love my counsel and I'm so grateful for them. However, I have very, very strong skills to self-soothe, to get me through hard times, to where, when it's just me with me, that's good enough. I can do it. I can move past whatever that challenging moment is. And it feels just really good. It's like you're there for yourself and you're able to move yourself through that process. So that writing skill is going to help your self-talk. So even though, first you're writing it, then you read it out loud to yourself. This is how you can start to train your brain to get comfortable with hearing this kind of language and this kind of narratives directed at yourself from yourself. I'm at a point in my life, truly, where I can't. What it also does, this is the last little piece I'll give you. It's really cool. In my situation, my life, because my self-talk is so loving and nurturing and strong and just truly like I'm on my fucking team, when those moments come in where I start to hear a thought that is not that, it's so fucking loud to me now because of how loud the dominant self-talk and the emotions that come, the feelings that come with my baseline self-talk that is very empowered, that is very loving. There's like huge contrast, huge. But I had to get myself to this place. My 20s wasn't like that. Journaling helped me to get here. And that's why I will forever, ever, ever, ever be encouraging you to pick the fucking pen up, open the paper, the notebook, and just get into conversation with yourself. It's so powerful. Perfect plug. You want a guided journal? You want help journaling? Show notes. You are the path. I have a gorgeous self-actualization guided and illustrated journal for you to do this. I love it. Journaling, again, is a go-to of mine every single day, just to be in conversation with myself. And it has certainly helped me in moments where self-doubt is trying to fucking bully me. And I just, me and my journal, we kick self-doubt's ass. So I hope this episode has helped you. Let's review really quick. So number 1 is do something hard on purpose. So something that you've already done where you have some confidence in it, but it's still going to test you and you're going to kick its ass, and then you're going to feel that glory and the dopamine that you can do hard things, that you can overcome hard things. Number 2, go to your journal, 10 experiences prior to that you conquered something really hard, a challenging experience where you were being tested, you were under pressure, all of that, and you got through it, you overcame it, you grew from it. Write out how you felt about it after you were done. This is a very, very, very powerful and effective tool against self-doubt. Number 3, deliberate practice. Go put the reps in if it applies to your situation. Put the reps in. Do something where you are advancing the skill, increasing your knowledge so that you just feel more confident about doing the thing that in that moment you're not feeling that confident about, because competence is one factor that produces more confidence. And the bonus was number 4, mind your self-talk. Increase your listening skills to increase your self-awareness. Turn to your journal. Name whatever it is. Call out the circumstance that you're feeling doubt in. Turn on your inner artist. Get creative and write out to yourself, like you're coaching yourself, self-love coaching, positive outcomes, positive, like turn it up. You're going down the ditch when you're putting the circumstance that's making you feel self-doubt. You're calling it out. It's not feeling good. You're going down, and then you're going to turn that shit up with what you're scripting, and then read it out loud to yourself. Again, this is going to reinforce your self-soothing skills. It's going to forge a stronger self-bond. Okay, this is the relationship with you and you that is the most important relationship you have with your life. And it's going to certainly boost your self-confidence and kick self-doubt in the ass. Later, self-doubt. I know you're going to come back again, but you're going to know that you're fucking with the wrong person. That's the goal. The goal on replay. I can do hard things. I can fucking do hard things. You can do hard things. If this episode hit you in the right spot today, I hope it did. Maybe it was that perfect thing that you needed to hear. It's right on time. It's an aligned message. I love aligned messages. Will you please let me know? Because I'd love to know. This is a conversation. I want to hear from you. I love when I hear from you. It means the world to me. If you can leave this podcast a 5-star rating review, me and my team just love it and thank you and appreciate you for it. Now, all of the reviews that come in, I want you to know that I screen grab them and I save them in a very special file, and I go to them often. And it actually helps when I'm going through something hard and I'm reading your beautiful, powerful, thoughtful reviews. Because all of you who leave reviews, you leave very, very thoughtful reviews. Thank you so much. It really does a lot for me, but not only for me. This is really important. You have to know that anytime you're supporting this podcast in that way, you're actually helping the podcast grow and get to more people. So if you gained something from this episode today, think about how many other individuals in the world right now could afford to hear this exact episode and what it would do for them in their life. And know that your rating and review actually helps those individuals get access to this show. And that is a truth. That is a fact. So thank you to everybody who will actually take a moment to do this. There's a very easy link in the show notes. So whether you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the description box. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you take it in, it's in the show notes. And again, it's really quick. It's an easy link there. So thank you so much. And last plug, if you are a woman in my community, if you are a woman who wants to be in an empowered community, I would love for you to join my free self-mastery community, Queendom. There's a link in the show notes to join as well. Queendom is such an incredible space. It's filled with the best energy because the women who come in there, we vet, who can actually come in there. So supportive, doing all the work, self-improvement, self-development, self-mastery. Every month I do a call, and this is where we get to connect on a live call and have so much fun sifting through challenges, creating some ideas that are supportive for your life. We do other fun things like I'll pull goddess cards, tarot cards, and yeah, it's just super, super fun. And it's also a good chance for you to connect with other women who are on the mission. Community is everything, you guys. Community is everything. And I take my community very serious. We have a lot of fun, but meaning that, each and every one of you really matters to me. I'm very, very focused on the quality and the depth of my relationship with my community over numbers. Right? Numbers are great. It's great when it grows, but I really care about how much we actually get to connect and the depth of our relationship. So I would love for you to join Queendom, get in the space. There's also challenges in there that are really supportive to you in your life. So it's in the show notes again. You guys, thank you so much. Remember, you could do hard things. You could do hard things. I'll see you on the next one. Queen, this is your call to greatness. If you are ready, and I mean truly ready, to shift anything in your outer experience, your outer reality, your finances, your health, your relationship, anything career related, anything spiritual, any shift that you want to make that has to do with your reality has to first start with shifting who you are, your self-identity. My Future Self digital course is your supportive blueprint that helps you achieve this. The inner shapes the outer. So when you get crystal clear on your core beliefs, your core values, your core desires, your high heart goals, when you learn how to rewrite parts of your past that maybe don't feel so great and instead leverage those experiences to be fuel for you to expand and to grow. This is how you start to change the game behind the game of life, which all starts and ends with you. I've designed this course from my heart, soul, and experience to be a femininely fierce experience for you to uncover and connect with your most authentic self. And as a Future Self student, you get 3 months free membership access to Queendom. This is where we really get to connect. Queendom is such a rad, sacred, empowered space where every month you get a live Q&A call with me so we can connect and troubleshoot any area of your life that you would like, or just get some encouragement from me as well as the other queens in the community. This is a really sacred space, and I will see you in Queendom.